Alright, no beating around the bush today, the Fortnite Items Mod. Yes, this actually exists, and I'm sure you're just as awe-inspired and horrified about it as I am. I've been pretty occupied recently, and in the interest of not taking another month to post my next video, I decided to just hop on TModLoader today and find something stupid to talk about. And this is what I landed on. To be clear, I don't actually have anything against Fortnite, I just enjoy dumping on it with zero justification because I think it's funny. I've always found it rather boring, and I share the same sentiment about this mod, because in its current form, it basically just adds in a bunch of guns. That isn't particularly riveting for me, but if you just like to use lots of guns in Terraria and really want to be able to use a chug jug in your favorite 2D pixel game, then this mod is the one for you. Before getting into the content, I would like to note that the mod and items within are balanced for and meant to be used with the Calamity mod, which, I mean, Fortnite and Calamity. I can't think of a more terrifying duo. The mod has items obtainable from the very beginning of the game all the way to post Moonlord, or just before Supreme Calamitas if you're playing with Calamity. They're mostly just, as mentioned before, a bunch of guns, with a couple of interesting exceptions, as we also have a small number of atypical weapons, some new crafting materials, and some fun, very balanced buffs. Starting with the weapons, a large majority of them are made as progressive upgrades to 5 base makeshift weapons, which you can make right at the start of the game and continually craft into stronger weapons as the game goes on. I quite like this aspect of the mod, and I think it's a good way to consolidate the items. Having most of the weapons as part of a few base crafting trees just makes everything a little simpler, and I've always preferred the idea of turning weapons into other stronger ones instead of just no longer having a need for them and throwing them into a chest somewhere never to be used again. Most of the items added are just different iterations of the same weapons. Some guns shoot more bullets, some shoot faster, some change the kind of bullets you fire, and some have charge mechanics, which is interesting, although I don't think those work quite as intended. I usually don't expect my charged shotgun to have bullet leakage, although I don't play Fortnite. Maybe this is a normal thing. Let me know in the comments below. Not all of the weapons are quite as standard. For example, a couple of the exotic weapons have special abilities, like shooting faster the more enemies are nearby, or doubling as a Rod of Discord. There are a couple of upgraded bows, which each turn wooden arrows into one of the 2 special arrow types added by the mod, which are pretty cool. I don't see ammo types with this kind of area of effect capabilities very often, especially ones you can get right out of the gate like the Primal Fire Arrow. There's a flare gun in the mod, which, I mean, it has a pretty good piercing ability. You might be able to kill King Slime with it. There's a much better hard mode flare gun that might actually be a decent item, at least for taking out groups of enemies. There's a magic gun that you make with a magic missile, a gun that shoots lightsabers, and the shockwave hammer, which doesn't really do anything, but does have 735 base damage and a 96% base crit chance, just because the mod creator was feeling silly. There are multiple crafting materials added by the mod, such as nuts and bolts, which are sold by the Goblin Tinkerer and are used at a tinkerer's workshop to modify weapons, giving them different stats and abilities. There's exotic essence, which lets you upgrade certain weapons to exotic varieties of those weapons, sold by the wizard, obviously. And then you have the mechanical parts, which are dropped by certain solar eclipse monsters and are currently only used to make one item, which is a bow. It does decent damage and fires arrows slightly faster. And that's it. Captivating, I know. The buffs are probably my favorite part of the mod, just because of how ridiculous and, as previously mentioned, balanced they are. We've got the fabled Slap Juice, which gives you an absurd 75% speed buff, and then there's the shield potion variations, which all bestow upon you versions of a shield buff, giving you different amounts of defense depending on which ones you have active. And yes, I did say ones because these all stack, so you're able to get up to 100 extra defense while all of the buffs are active, which I'm almost 100% sure is not okay, but I'm no game balance guru. Maybe it's fine. The best part out of all of this is how comically long the chug jug animation is, staying true to how the item actually works in Fortnite. It seems very out of place in Terraria, but at the same time, it's just entertaining for some reason. I didn't mention it before, but all of the items in the game use actual Fortnite sounds, and this one just does something to me. that's pretty much everything this mod has to offer as of now. It's a little bit rough, but obviously it's still in development, so a lot of things will probably be fixed up and a lot more content will be added in the future, such as vehicles from Fortnite and NPCs. So if you're ready to live your Terraria Fortnite Battle Royale dreams, then be sure to keep up with this mod. I've had enough Fortnite for a while without even playing the game, so we're just gonna wrap it up there. I'm out of here, and I will see you in the next video.